Hello, this video is to show you how to get some help with picking a database project. If you go into the current week folder and go down to this link, there are 100 examples there. When you click it, it will say 99 unique ideas. However, if you go to the bottom, you do see they will have 100 right there. So, how do we pick a database project idea? So what you need to do, any of these that you can pick, it doesn't have to be one of these. It could be something related to this. So I'm going to pick one here just to show you an example. Let's say that I wanted to do an online college management database as my project. Well, guess what I could do there? I'm going to go over here and show you some things. Database project idea, it says per the link given in class with 100 ideas, choose one from that list, as I said, or another one that's similar. Just remember, whatever you pick, you have to describe 5 entities within that database. Also, within these 5 entities, which are persons, places, or things, once you get those picked for your database project, it says after you select the topic, then you'll have to add attributes later. Well, what does that mean? Well, here's an example. If we get on here, let's just say I pick number 70, college database. All right. What are some of the things I could describe within a college? Well, guess what? Number 1 would be student. That would be my primary table. And if you look at the database project requirements, you have to have at least one table or entity with at least 200 records. That would definitely be the student one, in this case. So there's a student. Let's see, what else? We could have faculty. We could also have staff that work there. Let's see, what else? We can have the course, and we could also have the schedule. Now, if you look, I have already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 entities that I could describe easily. And within a college database, you could have more than this, 10 or 15, actually. By the time you had financial aid, grades, semesters, everything else, it was a very easy one to do. Now, what could we use? Now, these are going to be, let me just change this format of these. These are going to be our entities. Okay? There's our entities. And what would I use to describe a student? Now, these will be your attributes. Again, your tables or your entities are those 5 ones we just came up with: student, faculty, staff, course, and schedule. But within each table, what fields would you add and access to describe this? Well, it's easy. Remember, we always start off with a ID field. So I'm just going to go through here and do all the ID fields right now. I'm just doing the abbreviations. Okay. What else? Now, within this too, we could also call it, we could describe the name. Okay. And remember, within access, you could actually break this up into first, middle, and last name, which would be a composite attribute. Boom, you're already done with that requirement from the database project. So again, I'm just going to highlight this, and this could be another attribute that we use to describe actually each of these. Sorry. Okay, and we could just go across. Staff ID would be the same. Course ID, that wouldn't be name. However, what we could do on that one is area, and that could be something like, is it CIT for computers? Is it ENG for English? Is it MAT for math? So that would be another area there. And the schedule, of course, you're going to have that schedule ID, and then we could actually have the day. Okay. Now I'm just going to go down through here. Under student, we could finish these one by one. Student, what else could I have? What else? Let's see. We would have which college they're at, maybe the college campus. UK has many campuses. ECTC has many campuses. All of the ones throughout KCTCS also have many campuses. So we could just put that as the college for the campus location. What else do we have for students? Email, phone. I'll put HS GPA. So we know that's our high school GPA. We could add more to this. Again, these different attributes will be put into Access to describe this student. Now, in Access, you would add more because there's more fields that you would use to describe student. What about faculty? What else could we put there besides the name? And again, remember, we could actually break that up into 3 fields, first, middle, and last name. Faculty could also have a rank. Faculty have different ranks. Okay. See, what else can we put for faculty? We could put either full or part-time, full-time, part-time. It would just be an option, a drop-down option, or one of those you could put in. And we could actually have a list of their degrees. Okay. So we could have if they have a bachelor's degree, master's degree, doctoral degree, something like that. Under staff, this would be similar to the faculty, except a little bit different. This one we could actually have department. What else? The building they're located in, and maybe pay rate. Okay. Now, again, these are just examples. There could be many, many more that we would use to describe each one of these. What else? What other attributes could we use to describe course? Well, like I said, we've got that area, and then we've got the number. For example, this class is CIT, would be the area. 170 would be the number. And then we could have credit hours. This is a 3 credit hour course. And we could have the lab option. Does it have a lab? Yes or no. This class does not, but you could add that as well. Okay, so we'll stop right there. I'm going to only put a few of these because I don't want to give you all the answers. What about under the schedule? What other attributes will we use to describe the schedule? Well, the day, start time, end time. Most of the classes at ECTC begin and end 1 hour 15 minutes apart. So for example, we start say 9 a.m. to 10:15 a.m., 10:30 a.m. to 11:45 a.m., 12 noon to 1:15 p.m., and so forth and so on. What else could we do there? We have the end and start time. We could also have the building location. All right, and we could also have, which would be unique, the room number. Okay, for example, if you were on campus, on the main campus in Elizabethtown, and most of the CIT courses are in the ATB building, so that would be ATB for that one, and the room number would be, we're on the first floor. We could be anywhere from 150 to 157. Again, this is just an example. What would be another example that you could use? Well, a lot of people like to use a gamer or game database, okay? What entities could you use to create a database about gaming? Well, there's lots there. Now remember, these are the tables that you're going to have with all the records. So these are the overalls. They're going to be, let me just change this. Okay, just so it stands out. Well, guess what? You'd have the game. You would have the player, the developer of the game. That could be the second one, actually. What else? The system or platform that it's on. You know, is it online? Is it on a computer? Is it PlayStation? Is it Nintendo? Whatever. And we could actually have a character as well and describe some of the major characters within those. Now, I'm not going to finish this up, but within game, remember, all of them must start with an ID. So this would be a game ID, player ID, developer ID, system platform ID, character ID. Then within each, what else could you use to describe game? For example, if I said, describe that game to me, the characteristics that you use to describe it to somebody that didn't know about it, those will become your attributes that you will put data into within Access. How would you describe player? Well, you've got your player name. You got their favorite format or their favorite game type. There's all kinds. You can see if there's maybe any tournaments that they've won or any money that they've won. Developer the same way. A developer name, a developer location, developer company, all of that could be there. System or platform. Well, of course, the system platform ID. You could have the system platform name and all the specs that go with that. Character, again, many attributes could be used to describe that. I'll let you come up with those, but again, use this as an example. Watch this video again. Just remember to go and let me go back to our course site here. Don't forget, I've given you the list here of the 100 ideas, and then here are the requirements. Again, there's two parts. The access part is first, And on page 2 is the PowerPoint part. And don't worry, we'll go more into these as we get through the semester so you can complete all of these different options, okay? Well, the reason I was showing you 5 entities on that other example within that Word document is step 1 says create 5 entities, okay? Now your main entity must have 200 total records. Now, for example, if you have a student, and say if you pick that database project, the college database project idea, does that mean you have to come up with 200 real student names? I'm going to provide some data generator sites in coming weeks that you can use to put in your field names, and it will generate the data for you so you don't have to sit there and make up names. I think they've done studies about this, and usually after about 20, 25 names, people really can't think of anything else once they put about that many in. So again, if you've got a big database that has more than 200 records, that's going to be your primary. I'll give you a data generator which you can just put your field names in, and it will generate the data for you. Then you can just import that in, and don't worry, I'll show you how to do all of that as we get closer. I'm not going to go over the rest of these because once you put all your attributes in, it's very easy to change it from derived to multi-value, and we're gonna cover this more in Access later as we get deeper into the software. Okay, and the rest of it pretty much we will learn as we go out throughout the semester. I'll even go over and give you videos about how to do queries, how to do reports, and how to make sure everything is appropriately named. That was actually in the first few chapters of the ebook. Okay, so again, please don't forget your database project selections are due next week, and this is a good way to pick them, okay? Just pick something that you're interested in because I want to make sure that it's going to be fun for you to input data into instead of a drag or boring. If you have any other questions, please let me know. I'm going to stop the recording again, post to the discussion board or send a message.